Just walk us up to speed of just how we got here in the first place and what's next for Genting.
Yeah, well, look, part of it does stem from the insolvency of its shipbuilder in Germany. This is a company called MV Werften, and it's a really huge shipbuilder. It's got about 3,000 staff. It's got shipyards in various parts of Germany, building massive liners for the cruise industry and Arctic exploration. So that company filed for insolvency last week, and on Tuesday, Genting Hong Kong warned that it was also probably going to have to appoint provisional liquidators, which it did this morning. But it's not just Germany which has sparked this. Genting Hong Kong, which is one of Asia's biggest cruise operators, has been struggling since the start of the pandemic as the virus has decimated travel demand. And of course, we'll remember back in early 2020, it was cruise ships that were the first things to be halted. So this downfall has really been, a couple of years in the making.
Katrina, do we know anything else on, is it going to be a complete sort of cessation here of all business operations, or will there some units that might continue to operate? Well, that's one part of the question. And just looking at the shares, do we have any indication when these shares might start trading again?
Just on the shares first, no, we don't. I mean, the company said this morning that the shares will be suspended and they didn't give a date when they might resume trading. I think the big question that a lot of people have is what about people who have purchased tickets on the cruises? What happens to them? And we're still seeking clarity from the company on that. Yesterday, Genting did point out that its cruises in the city, as well as in Singapore, Taiwan, and Penang in Malaysia, were still running. And, companies can trade through insolvencies. But today, the company said that certain business activities of the group, such as the cruises being operated by Dream Cruises, they're going to continue, but the majority of its other existing operations are going to cease. I think the other question that people are asking is in terms of what's the future for other companies in the Genting group, because of course there's also Genting in Malaysia and there's Genting in Singapore, and those are the companies that operate the casino resorts. Fortunately, there isn't any cross-shareholding between them and Genting Hong Kong, but let's see what happens.